Oh, under the umbrella, hiding from the rain. Yes, this is in San Diego County, not in LA, right inside this theater. Here we go. Time to get in line. Hi. Oh, we are here. We are inside the Star. Avoiding the rain.
Avoiding the rain, yeah.
So, we're here for a film that, well, I heard is all around fun. Is that true?
It is fun, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's underrated Stephen King movie. Yeah, Tom Holland directing. It's thinner, man. It's cool. Like, practical effects.
Oh, man.
You can have fun, trust me.
I'm excited for that.
Forget about it.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying that right now. Oh, hi, Amy.
Oh, there's Amy back there. She's ready for it, too.
She's excited. She's about to get her snack on.
Oh.
She's about to get her snack on.
And this was supposed to be in June of last year originally,
right.
but we were gutted when, unfortunately, it was postponed. But now it's back on, and, you know.
We got the drive so far.
Yeah. And you got to the meat of it right there, saying how much fun it was. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I'm telling you, yeah. You're gonna have a good time. Yeah, I'm telling you right now.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. We got cast and crew here like Robert John Burke. You got FX artist there, Vincent J. Holy shit, man! We've also got director Kari Holland, Kari Wuhrer, like we said.
We got a prop master that's running the event. She's a prop
Carly?
master in the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man,
yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
Q&A and everything. Thinner. Here we go. You ready? Red carpet. Oh my! You called for backup. So we're out here, red carpet. Oh, there's Robert John Burke, Tom Holland. We got Vincent Guastini back there. So Joe Mantegna back there too. They're all coming. We got interviews, red carpet. Hey. Iconic moment.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for running this event too. So I get this on there. Of course. Man, thank you for the iconic effects that you've done through the years, man. The little sushi girl and everything. Oh man. So cool that it's all out here in San Diego. We don't have to go up to LA for this.
Absolutely.
It's kind of running out of here.
Oh no. Whoa. Thank you, Alfonso, for letting me borrow the very clutch white deco pen on that very night. Woo, the Sea of Humanity got one signature and everything. Look at that. We got Brian Houston in the house. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. We got Kari, Mantegna, and Tom Holland. That is crazy. So a closer look, we got Tom Holland, Joe Mantegna, and Kari Wuhrer on the red carpet. Wow. Over there is Robert John Burke. Wow. New Shot Factory Blu-ray here.
We need 2 more trivia questions? Yeah.
Oh, we can win that.
Let's see here. Go ahead.
All right, so Scream Factory was in the house, and they were asking trivia questions. And a certain trivia question came up. Who starred in RoboCop 3 as RoboCop? Well, a certain RoboCop fan wearing a RoboCop t-shirt happened to get that right. And the prize was the brand new Scream Factory Blu-ray Collector's Edition. Out Tuesday, January 23rd, which is most likely when this video will be uploaded. But man, I'll tell you what, how cool is that? Got myself a really cool freebie. Brand new extras on here and everything. However, this was unsigned. We were at a Q&A with a reunion with cast and crew. So you damn well know the next mission was get as many signatures on this bad boy as I could. How many would I get? You'll find out. But first, let's go back to the Q&A at the Thinner reunion screening, courtesy of the Oceanside Film Festival and the Star Theater. Oh man, what an event it is. Here's the stories. Let's go back.
Wasn't it?
Oh man, what a screening.
It's kind of extra special knowing that people are here that were in the film.
Yeah.
I mean, what a night. This is wonderful. Thank you all for being here. And I'm Carly Starr, and I was an assistant prop master on Thinner. Chris Cleese is out there somewhere. He was an assistant props as well. And a shout out to my son August. Yeah. What we've got going on here, I think without any further ado, we should bring out the legend Tom Holland. Woo! I think this panel would not be complete without Billy Halleck,
Yeah.
John Burke, and
That's awesome.
And of course, there's Richie the Hammer, or Agent Stoner as well. We have Joe Mantegna. And you've never met a passionate girl like Gina Limke before. Her name is Kari Wuhrer. Bring that beautiful girl out here.
Awesome.
Oh, and how about that makeup? Have you ever seen such gorgeous makeup in a film before? And part of that team is Vincent. Get out here, Vincent J. Wonderful, because let's think about this. Did it start with you, Tom? Was it a meeting? Was it a word? Was it a typewriter? Did you read the book? How did you think of Thinner?
Well, I did. Stephen King
You
did.
got a microphone.
Oh,
there,
Stephen
sir.
King thought of it.
Oh.
Yeah, but he couldn't get it done for 13 years. And that was the last Richard Bachman book. And the reason he couldn't get it done was all the studios hated the original ending.
Oh.
We previewed this film all over New Jersey, New York. I can't remember everywhere. And it's the only time I've ever had a film that was so strong that the audience in the last 2 or 3 minutes went away from me because they hated the ending. For you film fanatics out there, this was the last film that Dick Smith, who was the father of effects as we know it today, conceived of and did. And I met with him, and like everybody else, in keeping with the film, he was dying of cancer. Dick Smith did the makeup on The Exorcist, which literally changed what we thought of as makeup and in-camera practical effects, what they could do. And he conceived of the fat suit and Billy Halleck going down to 140 pounds. And he sketched it out. And somehow that ended up in Vince Guastini's very capable lap hands.
Well, let's be careful of that, because that was Greg Canham, who was the supervisor and the designer of all the effects. And I was early in my career, and I met with Bob Layton, who was up to do the application and the effects, and he said, I want you to send your portfolio into Greg Canham. And at that point, it was early in my career. I was doing a lot of low-budget movies and Last of the Mohicans, so I was climbing up the ladder, and I didn't work for anybody else really, and it was my first time working for somebody else. I already had a studio, I already was doing things, and once I sent my work into Greg Canham, he hired me immediately, and me and Bob Layton went up there, and then me and Bob Layton were the effects supervisors on set that executed all the effects that were being built in Los Angeles.
So, Bobby, when you got the call to be Billy Halleck, have you read the book? Did you know? Like, what happened? What was that audition like? And where did you find all those different Billies inside yourself in that character? Because, boy, wasn't that amazing? You were ranging that. You went through anger and love and jealousy. And I mean, you really did do the gamut there. So what part of Billy is you, or how did you find all those characters in yourself?
Like Vincent, that was early in my career. So I was acting as fast as I could. It's kind of fuzzy because I remember the initial audition. I remember thinking, I'll never get this. And I went in and I just, I had nothing to lose. I ultimately got the role. And then I read the book, and I had read other Stephen King, and I was aware of, in certain respect, what he was about, that genre. And then it was, I always described it as professional muscles. Could I show up early? Could I be amenable and kind and fun to work with? Could I not get sick? Could I just do the best job I could do on a daily basis? Because it was really scored like a piece of music that progressively got more, horrifying. But there were a lot of different styles of suggestions being made by a lot of different camps and stuff like this. The studio, this genius of a beautiful human being next to me got me through his direction, and I trusted Tom implicitly, because every once in a while in this business you don't meet people who have the material at heart. It's like, oh, who cares how it turns out? This man cared deeply, and so when you're with someone like that, it makes the navigating the whole process itself more enjoyable, more meaningful, because it was a difficult shoot.
What particularly got to you? Why did you want to be Richie?
Well, I did a book on tape of it, actually. I've done books on tape, over my career. At least I read the book, and so I thought, I don't know if to play Swedish sea captains, but characters like Richie seem to be right up my alley. And the thing about it was funny, you mentioned Dick Smith. Dick Smith, speaking of another role that's somewhat in that genre, Dick Smith is the artist who created the ear I wore in Godfather 3 that Andy Garcia bites off in the film, and the blood comes flying out of my head, and I thought so I had that was my second experience with Dick. But we were just talking earlier about there was an interview earlier about somebody asked me, said something about playing a role like that, like villains versus. And one thing I will say is this, and I tried to do it with this character, and I think we can all relate to that. For me, the trick is when you play a character that's inherently maybe the bad guy, what you try to look for is the good aspects of them. So in other words, to me, Richie was a heroic figure. He was, I thought of him as being heroic. What he did for a living has nothing to do with his moral base. And so he's out to help this guy. And the same thing, like you got a good, that's what I think brilliance of Stephen King. So you got a character that starts out very, compassionate, very, somebody you care about with Bob's character, and then turns into ultimately what he turns. So you had to tap into that other side. So,
I mean, you have a story about how you prepared for Gina, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess. I got cast in New York City, and we found some, and I gotta say, back in the 90s, there was no PC this, PC that. Right. We stereotyped, we did whatever, but gypsy is not an okay word, nor is the whole Romany culture being stereotyped as gypsies now. But back then, there was people that lived in New York City that were of this Rom, delineation, these people. Considered gypsies in some cultures, and they would tarot card and storefronts and whatnot. And I know I went down, and I think Robert did too, and we met with these people in the storefronts, and before I knew it, in the back of the storefront where they lived, playing with their kids. I was out $500 in like a day. There is a culture to, a culture to this way of surviving. And there is a language. It was called Rom at the time. I think it's more now Romany. And I learned some of that and hung out with them and their kids and learn that, this is an actual thing. And even though, we made it look fantastical with the caravans and the fairs. And I grew up in Connecticut, actually, where this was supposed to take place. And I don't really remember this exactly, but there is some sort of carnival event that happens in the summer times. And so, I hung out with them, and I learned a couple of words, and I learned, some stuff, and, maybe the studio didn't understand it. I think at one point they wanted me to, dub my voice, because it was, they weren't, but it was all pretty authentic. I mean, maybe I'm not the best, you know, representation of a Romany gypsy of the time, for, you know, but I really sat with them and I learned it and I had fun doing it.
I would get up at 1:30 in the morning. I would get on a treadmill from 1:35 until I contractually obligated myself to lose 20 to 25 pounds while we were shooting, and I didn't have that to lose at that time. And so then at 2 o'clock in the morning, I get in the makeup chair, and you know we'd have to break every once in a while, and get out of the makeup chair at about 7 a.m. and shoot, you know, 12, 14, 16 hours, and then, you know, wash, rinse, repeat. There's a thing called forced calls where you're required to come back to the set without having 12 hours elapsed. And, you know, it's for health reasons, for safety reasons, but I kept getting my call to show up forced because of time constraints. So the element of the application of the makeup was a huge character in this movie, and the process of making it, that I was always cognizant of. We were always trying to expedite it, always trying to make it work faster. And even in scenes where, you know, very benign, you don't really see my face too much, it was always somehow 4 or 5 hours of makeup. And, you know, like Vinny said, we had a lot of fun in the makeup room. It was psychological torture. But,
I have such admiration for this man because the one thing which is, you may or may not know, but for quite a few years now, this man is a captain with the fire department in New York State. Woo! So besides being a brilliant actor, this guy has a job that, you know, to me, he's a real hero.
I come to a fire call sometimes and they're like, that's Billy Halleck.
And then he breaks the pole.
Two worlds collide sometimes.
People in uniforms, and whatever those uniforms may be, whether it's first responders, whether it's people in the medical profession, people in the military, people who, when they go to work every morning, they're not necessarily guaranteed that they're going to come home at night, or that they're doing a job that is somehow beneficial to others. I mean, we make believe, and hopefully we make people laugh, make them cry, and we entertain them. I feel very blessed, and I'm sure speaking for all of us, we feel very blessed to have the professions we have. But I figure the least we can do is pay back to those who, you know, I played a lot of incredible, noble characters in my career, you know, cops and this and that, and that currently FBI and whatever it may be. But my respect goes to the people who really do that job every day, and so it's a privilege and an honor to portray characters like that.
Awesome.
Do you think it was true to the book? What were you after? You know, did you sit at the dailies and go, yes, we've done it? Like at the end of this film, what do you love about Thinner?
I thought when I first got involved in it that it was a character study in horror, and it also played into body horror, which wasn't a genre then, but it is now. And it had so many elements, but it was an acting script. It was a script for actors. It would not work without having terrific players. And I got very, very lucky. And I just really cast well, and the tip of the hat to Leonard Finger, who was the casting director for a long time. And it's a testament to actors playing character. It isn't plot. I do have a question. Whatever happened to Richie the Hammer?
Oh, good question.
I'd like to think that Richie retired to Florida, did okay, you know. Yeah, I think there was a version though. There was a version where they found my car and then they found my hand.
Yeah, I have a picture of myself holding your hand with your pinky.
Yeah.
We shot it.
The shot is missing. I know that I shot the severed hand. Richie's hand severed, and I featured the ring so you would know it was Richie the Hammer's. And that's how you know Richie had died. But somehow it got cut out. And I'm looking at the film, and everybody's taken care of.
I remember seeing it.
Bobby we were in the car, Bobby was there, he'd open the glove box and Richie's hand would fall out. It's Richie's hand would fall out.
There might have been an Italian producer
not
in
in
that
there.
final cut. Is all I can think of.
I don't have a memory.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta play a video, Tom. If you wanna turn around, I hope it's gonna work.
Where malfunctions.
Hey, hi.
Oh, wow.
It's Vincent J. How you doing? And I'm really sorry that I'm not in San Diego right now saying hi to everybody. And I'm hoping, that you're having a great time. I miss you all. I'm here. I'm in Luxor. I'm on the Nile. So I'm in Egypt. You can believe it. And it's pretty wonderful here. Looking around for some strawberry pie. Yeah, I hear people calling out strawberry pie. I'm not finding any, but there's some pretty fabulous baklava. So anyway, next stop is Cairo and then over to Jordan and Amman. So I won't be back for a while, but I miss you all and I hope you're having a great time. And bye-bye from Lucinda in Egypt.
Oh, that's awesome.
Woo! Send it to me.
I can't see it. I mean, it was just, everything was closing in. I asked for oxygen. I'm like, come on, you can do this. This is day one. And I just started, it was, the latex was pressing on my carotid artery. And I was just like, I couldn't explain it. I was like,
Why don't we have Vincent explain it? Vincent?
The edges start to lift.
I mean, a good deal of that was my fault, but that was... Also, Bob Layden, who's no longer with us, was responsible for heading up the fat makeup, which was beautifully done. And even in hindsight, I looked at it. I mean, you see the whale, which was done with silicone and won the Oscar for best makeup. But then you look at this, it being foam and being over 30 years ago, and I think it's beautiful and exceptional. And so rest in peace to Bob Layden, who became a very close friend. And
didn't he do Linda Blair's makeup?
He did Father Marin for Dick Smith.
Wow.
He took over the application for that, and also did some test makeups for Godfather 3 for Dick Smith as well.
Working, having Stephen come to set with you, or did he want to make his cameo? How did that happen, Tom?
Oh, Stephen's always fun. Stephen looks, well, he's making appearances in all of his movies, or it was at that point. I used him in Langoliers too.
Yeah.
Stephen's a very nice, very decent man. And he's a high school English teacher from 1968. I mean, it's very, very odd. He's brilliant. And he has preternatural abilities with a story. But he's that kid in the 4th grade that nobody wanted to talk to. You just know it. He's the weird kid that grew up. So I think he's absolutely...
So Stephen, put those matches down. You're making me nervous. It's like you're coming up with a goddamn plot of your next film. I said to Stephen, is there anything you can tell me to help me with this character, Mr. King? And he's like, you're going to eat. I was like, what? And he goes, you're going to eat. And I was like, I've been doing that since I was a child. So he goes, no, in movies we see people eat and we know that they spit it out in a bucket, but you're gonna eat. You're gonna eat. And I was like, oh boy. Okay. So you see scenes where I'm like gobbling like 6 shrimp, and we shot that 11 times.
Oh, dude.
28 French fries, but we shot that scene 14 times.
Oh,
and this is the lady actually who brought me all of the food, right? I thank her I'm still alive.
It is because of this movie that my poor husband and son have never had a home-cooked meal. Yeah, I mean, we're talking, we fed, the props department fed him every single...
One day with the pie and the turkey, and then I'm gobbling the whipped cream. And you know, in the end, it was the whipped cream that got me. I remember it started to expand.
Oh.
And then the first AD went, "That's lunch." So it was
And the farting. Just kidding.
not me. No, it was that was a whole element that I said, do I gotta keep? And he said to me, every scene you're gonna be eating, every scene you're gonna be.
Wow.
You're driving, you're gonna be eating cheap Doritos or whatever it was. So that was like bizarre. It was bizarre. Yeah, I will. Yeah, this gal is gonna give me the number. Let's get a picture and see it. Come out. It's like a producer. It's 100% or 110.
I love it. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
That's just as important. Yes, I'm a passenger.
What's going on, Chris? What are you doing? What are you doing? What you waiting for? What you waiting? You waiting? What?
Kata. It's okay. Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Who didn't I get to yet?
I just wanted to take this picture.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, we just wanted a picture.
Oh, Robocop. What are you guys running out and like buying this?
Oh, no. It's our collection.
Yeah.
I'm the big Robocop nerd right here.
All over him.
So did you guys see the documentary yet?
I just bought
Robodoc,
it.
yeah.
Watch it?
It was good.
I said something really nasty in it.
I guess they're releasing part 2 is supposed to be like volume 2, and then part 3 is going to be like volume 3.
No, wait till you see it. No, wait till you see it. Yeah.
The studio was going bankrupt while we were shooting the movie.
What are we looking at?
There we go. That one first.
Right here.
And then we'll look at this one.
Over here. There you go. There you go.
And then back to this one.
There you go.
So you guys are supposed to be screaming our names. That's
Please, over here, over here, over here. And when in Oceanside, you got to check out the Top Gun house. Holy shit. Oh, so we got back from the Oceanside Film Festival's presentation of the Thinner reunion screening, and yeah, one of the flyers we were able to get was from the Strawberry Shack, ironically enough. Oh yeah, there you go, strawberry key lime pie. So they do have a strawberry pie of sorts. All right, let's get to the rest of the haul right here. The main one was Thinner. Collector's Blu-ray, which of course I won. So a cool freebie already, but how many signatures would I get on this bad boy? Ooh, I got a lot. Let's get through it. So first off, we got director Tom Holland. We've got Robert John Burke, the main star right there. Kari Wuhrer, who was right there. Joe Mantegna happened to sign it. But however, I unfortunately handed him the slipcover, I believe, upside down like that. So he signed it a little upside down. Whoopsies! But hey, it's a Joe Mantegna signature nonetheless. And then special effects artist Vincent J. Guastini signed it as well. And prop master and host of this event, Kari Wuhrer. Fun movie. Really enjoyed the hell out of this. And I'm looking forward to all these brand new special features right here. New audio commentaries, new interview with Tom Holland and Vincent Guastini, as well as looks like some archival special features. Thinner. Such a fun movie. Oh man, so cool to add this freebie to the collection. Can't wait to delve more into that. I had originally brought the Thinner DVD, which I had owned by Olive Films. Now, this is the movie they were playing, I believe. I want to say it was this version, because I remember seeing the Olive Films logo pop up, and there was some technical difficulty, so they went on with the trivia, ironically enough. But here's my Thinner DVD. Previously had it signed by Tom Holland at Monsterpalooza 2023. New signatures on here. Vincent J. Guastini. Kari Wuhrer. And Robert John Burke, who Amy thankfully got this autograph on this one as she waited in line. So he wrote his character name there, Billy Halleck. Pretty damn cool to have this DVD signed, as well as the brand new Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Other signatures we got here. Anaconda by Kari Wuhrer. Of course, she stars in this. Anaconda's such a fun film. Oh, man. Gotta love this one. And then, another big mission. Being a huge RoboCop fan, well, I had to bring my RoboCop trilogy. So, let's take a look at this side first. As we all know, I've had a lot of signatures on there, quite notably. Peter Weller right there with Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me. The newest signature, the other RoboCop star right there, Robert John Burke. Holy fucking shit. Bucket list moment right there. Big time bucket list moment. So I've got Peter Weller and Robert John Burke to both sign the RoboCop trilogy. RoboCop 3, I won't lie, it's not good compared to RoboCop 1 and 2. And, you know, it's not all that good of a movie, we'll be honest. But there's some redeeming qualities. The older I've gotten, the more I've appreciated the social satire in it. And RoboCop 3 was my first RoboCop when I was a kid. Caught it on TV, so special sentimental value right there. And then the final item that was signed here, DVD that we found one time at Big Lots for pretty cheap called Under the Bed. Vincent J. Guastini did the special effects on here. Very curious about this movie. I'm very, very curious. Gonna have to watch it. Just remember seeing it on the shelf, and I was like, you know what? Vince worked on this. Might as well bring it. Get him to sign it. We watch it, and guess what? What if I end up liking it? What if Amy ends up liking it? We'll both regret not getting this thing signed. So, Under the Bed. Gotta check that out. Oh, man. And then this last little part of the haul. We were at the San Diego Gulls game the previous weekend, and it was country night, which is always a popular night at San Diego Gulls games. And here we go, the bobblehead that was given away was Chase DeLeo on his donkey, Hansel. How random. How random. Well, there you go. Let's go Gulls. Oh, man. Woo. So there you go. Bobblehead, but of course, the main things. All these autographs on thinner. Oh, man. There you go. There is the meat of it all. Oh, my. See you next time aboard the Chris Jericho Cruise. 5 Alive.